All right. Bailey, do I have your permission to record this interaction and share the video with you for your professors?
Yes.
Wonderful. If you'd like a copy of our privacy notice, you can always navigate to Mursion.com/privacy notice. That tells you what we do with the video, which means share it with you. Okay.
Okay.
So, have you ever done a immersion scenario before?
I have not.
Oh, well, welcome. Don't worry, they're not as bad as they seem. Let's talk logistics in that case, okay?
Okay.
So, today you'll have about 15 minutes in the simulator to run the scenario. Time permitting, we might be able to run through portions of the simulation again if you so choose. At the end of that 15 minutes, I'll come back and I'll guide you in a reflection of your experience. Just ask you questions about how you feel it went, strategies, things like that. If at any point you feel stuck or overwhelmed, or you feel as though you have to stop the simulation for any reason at all, say, pause simulation. That'll just let me know that you're having a little bit of trouble. I'll come back and I'll help you to the best of my abilities. When you're ready, we'll jump back in when you feel comfortable. And then a couple things to note about the kids. They can all read, write, raise their hands, and participate in parent share. However, there's some things that are outside of the limitations of our program that they won't be able to do. For example, they can write on the iPads that you'll see in front of them, but they cannot pick the iPads up off of the desk to show you what they've written. If you ask them to do something like that, that's just not possible. They'll say, Principal says, we can't do that. If you hear the words principal says, it's just your cue to move on, okay? And then finally, I'll be your de facto tech support. So I'll do my best to assist you if there's any problems. Again, just call for me. My name's Nina, and I'll help you out. Any questions?
Great.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Yeah, no problem. So this will be a low behavioral level. Just as a reminder, the goal of today's scenario is to elicit all students' ideas on how to solve for long division. Any final questions before we jump in?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, as soon as you see the students, the simulation will have begun. Good luck, Bailey. And remember, this is a training simulation, so there's no right or wrong way to go about this. Just stretch yourself and try new approaches, okay?
Okay.
See you soon. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Your hair is pretty. I always wanted
Thank you.
red hair.
My name's Bailey.
Hi, Bailey, or Miss Bailey. Should we call you Miss Bailey? I think is right.
Yes, please call me Miss Bailey.
Nice to meet you, Miss
Great.
Bailey.
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? We
Yes.
can
Can I
start.
start?
Yep.
My name is Mina. It's very nice to meet you. Um,
You too.
my name is Will. I'm Jayla, and like I said, I really like your hair. I really like orange hair. My cousin has orange hair. It's pretty cool though.
Thank
I'm
you.
Miss Bailey. My name is Emily. And I'm Carlos Cordova. It's nice to meet you.
Great, you too. Well, we're going to work on some long division today.
Okay.
What do you guys know about long division?
Well, we had that homework last night, but it was kind of hard.
Okay, do you want to go over it? Should we go over it?
Yeah, I don't know if I did it right.
Great. Okay. Um, let's look at problem 1. Can one of you read it to me?
Um, was there more than one problem? I only saw the 15 divided by 1,080. Was there another problem?
Oh, I do not believe so. Let's just go over that one problem then.
Okay. Well,
Great. Can you read it to me again?
yeah. Well, the problem
Nina?
just says we you just told us to do 15 divided by 1,080, but with long division, and to show our work. So I showed my work, but it was still a little weird. But I think I got it. But so I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you guys have, what are you working it on paper?
Yeah, but we all took pictures of it on our iPads.
Okay, great. Do you guys know how to set it up?
Did you see the homework?
I did not.
Hmm. That makes sense.
Hey, all right. So let's do this. Did you have was there information that you received before this interaction?
I don't believe so.
Okay,
Uh, If I
bear with
did, I
me.
do not know where it was.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So these students were tasked with a problem, 15 divided by 1080, um, to solve for homework. So they've already solved it and shown their work. There's some sample problems for two students, Max and Leah, who are not present. And you can use that to build off of. Now, let's do this. I'm going to see if there is a safe link for me to send you um, that has that work. That way you just have that at your disposal, if that makes sense. It'll make the conversation go
Yeah,
a little bit smoother. Um,
that'd be great.
I've no problem. In the meantime, if you could, let's work together here. I'm going to try to find, if you could see if there's any materials that you were sent. I'm not certain how they're sent to the students, um, but whoever finds it first, let's put it that way. So give me
Okay,
just a couple minutes, okay?
sounds good.
Okay, just to keep you posted on what's going on, I am asking the lead for our Eds Partnerships Department if she has a safe link. So just give me a couple seconds, okay?
Sounds great. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, great. So, sorry, go ahead.
It looks like my professor did upload it, and I just missed that.
No problem. It's not a problem. Do you want to take a couple minutes to review? Um,
That would be
and
great. Yeah,
that is not a problem at all. I just want to impart upon you that this is absolutely your experience, and we want this to be as educational as possible for you. So, what I'll do is you'll see an empty classroom in a few moments. Right now, it is about 20 past. Let's come back at about a quarter past. I mean,
perfect.
you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, ten
Okay,
forty-five.
quarter
Yes.
till. Exactly. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so how you feeling?
Much better now.
Good, good, good. Any questions about the content?
No, I think I understand now.
Okay, great. So it's not necessarily up to you to teach long division. They're just
Yes,
kind of
I
wanting you to
realize.
talk through it. Okay.
Okay, yes, I realize that now. Thank you.
No problem. If you do get confused or stuck, I know you've only had a limited amount of time to study this. Don't hesitate to call on me. Again, like I said, Nina, and I'll just come back and we'll figure it out, okay? We've only got about
Great.
15 minutes left, so I will do my best to keep time so that we don't run over too much, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. We'll just start from the beginning, okay?
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, friends. My name is Miss Bailey.
Hi, Miss Bailey.
How are you guys today?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. What's your t-shirt say?
Oh, my t-shirt says Iowa because that's where I go to school at.
Is that where you live?
Yes.
Is it cold? I heard Iowa's really, really cold.
Yes, it has been, but it's been warming up these past 2 weeks.
That's good.
Yes, the snow's melting, so all good. Great. So you guys had some homework, right?
Mm-hmm. It was kind of hard though.
Can, yeah, do you want to read the problem to me, Will?
Okay. Well, we were supposed to do 1080 divided by 15, but we had to use long division. That's what was
Yes,
confusing.
you did. Mm-hmm. How did you um, begin solving the problem? What was your first thought?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know how to do it, so I started to guess a little bit.
Okay. Mina, what strategy did you use? Did you use guessing or a different strategy?
Well, for me, what I did was I tried to narrow in on the right numbers that needed to be multiplied. So I tried I kind of guessed, but the thing is this, because I knew that 15 times 90 was going to be too high. So I
Okay.
subtracted. So I did 15 times 90, and I got 1,050. I'm sorry, I got 1,000. Hold on, let me look at my work. I did
Yeah,
15 times 90, and I got 1,350. And then I subtracted 1,080. So I kind of guessed, but then I just used subtraction.
okay,
Hmm.
great. And can we all share what answers we got? Mina, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I got 72.
Um, I um I also got 72.
Mm-hmm. I got, let me check. I think I got 72 also. Yeah, I
Great.
did. I got 72 too also. That's not what I, that's not, that's not what I got.
That's okay, Carlos. What did you get?
Um, I got 62.
Okay, Carlos, do you want to explain to me how you got that answer?
Well, yeah. I guessed two, but I didn't guess as high as Mina because Mina guessed 90, which is a really big number. Um,
That's
so
okay.
yeah, so I started by doing 15 times 10, but that was way too low. So then I did 15 times 20, and then I did 15 times 30, and I kept adding and adding so that I kept adding the ones that I was multiplying 15 by so until I got to 1080. So I did 15 times 10, and then 15 times 20, and then 15 times 30, and as a 900, and I knew I was getting close. So then I did 15 times 10 and 15 times 2. So then I added 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 10 plus 2, and I got 62.
That's great. Yeah, I'm looking at your work now here, and I can see what you did. And I think what you did is great. You just solved them until you got to the answer. I think, do you just want to re-add up all your numbers that you times by 15? Can you do
Um,
that for me now?
okay. 10 plus 20 is 30, and then 30 plus 30 is 60. Oh, wait. And then 10. Oh, I forgot to add the other 10. Oh.
Yeah,
So I did get 72.
you
Well, technically,
did.
yeah.
That's great, Carlos. Sometimes we make errors like that, right? That's why it's
Mhm.
important to double check our work.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Let's see. Who else should we look at? So I see that Nina, Jayla, and Emily, you guys wrote your numbers on the side rather than on the top of your line. What made you guys do that? Can one of you share? Jayla, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Well, on mine, it was a little bit different. So I did the first part in my head. So
Okay.
I knew that 15 times 100 was gonna be, and I was just gonna add two zeros to 15, and that's gonna be way too much. So I knew that 100 was gonna be way too high, and I knew that 50 was gonna be way too low because 15 times 50 is way too low. So I picked something in the middle. I picked 75, but it was easier to multiply by 70 because there's a zero in the ones place, right? So
That's great. Yeah,
right.
it's a
So
great
then I
thought
did,
process.
yeah. So then I did 15 times 70. And that's why I wrote it on the side like that because I wanted to multiply 15 times 70. And that gave me 1050, which is really close because then I only needed 30. And I was like, oh, well, I know how to get to 30 because 15 times 2 is 30. So that's why I wrote times 70 on the side and then I wrote times 2 on the side.
Great.
That's good, Sheila. Thanks, Emily. Can I go?
Yes, please do, Mina. And
Okay.
share how you worked it out.
Yes. So I tried to multiply by 90 like I said earlier, but it was too high. And so I guessed, but I wanted to do the multiplication on the side. So I did 15 times 90 and I got 1,300 and um 1,350 is what it says. Okay, 1,350. Then I subtracted 1,080 from 1,350 and I got 270. Now, then I rounded because I used a lot of different kinds of math because I know that you would want us to do that when we showed our work. So then I rounded. So I
Great.
know that 1,250, I'm sorry, I know that 270 rounds up to 300. And if you just take some of those zeros off, 15 times 20, 15 times 2 is 30. So 15 times 20 is 300. So I knew that I should try 70 instead of 90 because 90 was obviously way too high. So then I did it again down at the bottom. That's why you see it twice, right? Because at the top, I knew it was too high. So then at the second time, I wrote 15 times 70 because that was better, and that was 1,050. And then I subtracted it from 1,080. And then basically I did the same thing with Jayla.
That's great. Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error with long division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of have to find the perfect number that works. Will, you seem uneasy. What questions did you have? What did you struggle with?
Um, well, I guessed a lot. So
Okay,
everybody's talking about like subtraction and addition and stuff, but I didn't do any of that. Not
that's okay.
really.
Can you describe to me how you approached the question?
Well, I tried to guess to see what number might get me close to 1080. So first I did 50, but that got me to 750. I knew that I needed like half of that though, because I
Mm-hmm.
need 300. So I tried 20, which was 300, and then I put them together because I guess I kind of added.
You did, didn't you? If you put
Yeah,
them
I
together
did.
like that, what kind of math is that when you put them together?
That's addition. You're right. And so yeah, and because then I was only 30 away, and then I knew that was two, so then I did. You're right. I think I just forgot to write it on it
Yeah.
because. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's why, so we double check our work and we write all of our steps, right? We
Mhm.
use labeling. Labeling is very important with math, so we can refer back and remember what step we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Will, how did you get 72 then?
Well, after I added 50s and 20, I was still only at 1050. and the problem said 1080. So I I knew that I still had to get two more, so I added 15 times 2, which is 30. So I already had 70, and then I just figured out that I needed two more 15s. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's great.
Good.
Yeah. And I like how you wrote 0 when you finished your problem
Yeah.
so that you knew that you got the complete number.
Mhm.
Because that makes a
Emily,
difference if I don't.
yeah, that's great. And Emily, you did that also, but you solved it a little different. Can you explain to me how you solved it?
Well, okay. Um, I picked 60 to multiply by 15 because I knew that it would be lower than what I needed. And
Mm-hmm.
15 times 60 is 900. So then I did subtraction and I got 180 left. And then, well, I also kind of did it different because I used a clock. So 180, I know that there's 180 minutes in a clock. And in 3 hours, I meant. So, and we were dividing by 15, and I know that when my mommy taught me how to tell time, that I know where the 15s are, like 15, 30, 45. So, anyway, I did
That's
15 times
great.
60, and I got 180 left. And then I know that there's four 15-minute chunks in an hour. So there's 12 15-minute chunks in 3 hours. So then I knew that I had to add 12 was the next number to multiply by 15.
That's great. So you used something that you knew. You used a connection, a
Uh-huh.
real life connection. That's great.
Yeah.
Tools like that are super helpful.
Hey, we're just getting close to time. We still have to do the reflection portion, so I kept it as long as I could. I kept it going.
Oh, okay.
But, how do you feel? I know that we had to, take a couple seconds to reset.
Yeah.
After going back into the classroom, how did you feel now that it's done?
More confident and
Good.
definitely just trying to figure out the questions to ask and try not to like repeat myself too much. Or like I don't know, I jumped around a lot, wasn't very structured, probably just because of my lack of planning. Um, but yeah, it felt really good. I was really happy with all their responses. Um, yeah.
I would agree. I think you did a really good job of getting them, of keeping them engaged. Like you said, you just, unfortunately, you just had a limited time, right, to prepare the full lesson plan. But I think that given the tools that you had at your disposal, you did a great job of conversing with the students, maintaining their engagement, and then also just kind of, again, eliciting their thinking, which is really the goal here, right? So I think you did a good job based off of the circumstances. In relation
Okay.
to your outcome today, what strategies do you think you were able to use really effectively? What worked really well for you in this lesson in helping discuss this concept with these kids?
Um, ooh, um, Probably just my previous knowledge on math. Um, well, like obviously I know how to do long division, but I forgot of all the different ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good refresher to see their work.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I think that it happens all the time, right? As adults, we're suddenly brought back into concepts that we haven't really touched since the fourth grade, right? And so
Yeah.
and so sometimes it is a good refresher to take a look at how they've done it. And I think in unlocking your own understanding, you were able to help the kids. For example, with Carlos, I noticed that when you spoke to Carlos about his problem, he was a little concerned, right? That he didn't get the same answer as everybody else. But you were able
Mhm,
to very quickly find what the mistake was and help him
mhm.
understand where it was. And instead of saying, oh, this is the right answer, you had him work through it, which I think is really valuable. He was able to have an aha moment when he started to re add those, right? And so I thought that was really, really good that you gave him the space to not only make a mistake, but to self-correct, which is really important for this age group. Is there anything you're taking away from the simulation that you think you could use the next time you have to have a situation like this in real life? Or was there anything that you'd change if you could do it again?
Um, ooh, probably just again better prepared questions. Like I'd want them to. I liked asking each of them to work it out, like going through each of their individual thought processes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, yeah, just overall, just planning that. How I want them to explain to me how they worked it out and to
Okay.
show me what they did.
Yeah, I would agree. Like I said, I think you've done a really good job today, and I appreciate you being willing to, go back and try again. It speaks volumes to, the level of effort you're willing to put into this. So thank you so much for your time and your participation. That's our time for today. The video,
Thank you.
of course.
Yes.
Now, talk to your professor about what happened. I don't know if they will recommend a reschedule or anything like that, just because of the fact that you didn't have a chance to access it. But in the interim, you should get a video within the next 24 hours from us from scheduling@mursion.com. Check your spam and your junk folder. Sometimes it gets shifted over there, but it will have a link to your video in that email, okay? Now, if
Okay.
for whatever reason the link doesn't work properly, you can always just log back into the Mursion portal. The reports tab at the top is where your videos are housed. Like I said, give it about 24 hours, okay?
Okay.
Thanks so much, Bailey. It was a pleasure to meet you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye bye.